What is up, guys? Welcome to Barrookie. In today's video, I'm so excited for this one because we're going to talk about home gym essentials. And before we dive deep into it, the definition of a home gym can differ from what type of sport and what your goals are. So I'm talking here about people who want to build muscle and strength at the same time in the comfort of their home. In today's video, we're going to go over the home gym essentials, and we're going from $0, if you have $0 to spend, all the way up to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 because we want to have a wide range of options. So let's dive into the lower budget. Let's go. So the lower budget, I like to say, is a bracket from $0 to $50. That's really going to focus mainly on body weight exercises and a lot of things you can do with already a floor and a wall. So what can we add for $50? Well, I would go for a pull-up bar, specifically a doorway pull-up bar, because that way you can take advantage of the structure of your door and just hang a bar into that. That will set you back $20, so that's really a steal. Then in order to amp up the exercise selection, I would go for a pair of rings because that way you can do a lot of exercises already and you can hang that on your doorway pull-up bar. And then depending on what you want, I would go with either a jump rope, because that you can get for €10 or $10, or a set of rubber bands, because then you can do your face pulls, do some exercises that get your scapula and your shoulders strong. And maybe if you can't do a pull-up, you can use your rubber bands to assist you in doing pull-ups. So exercise selection is going to be very good, and we're going to do that with only €50, but mainly with calisthenics exercises. So keep that in mind, but I think that's a good way to start. All right, on to the next tier, and that is going to be up to €500 or dollars. I'm going to use these currencies intermingled because basically you can get the same with the same amount of money. We're just gonna roll with it. Now, $500, what we're getting with that is we can still do calisthenics, we still want to focus on that, but we're going to add some weights into the mix. We're going to improve our exercise selection, and we're going to expand upon what we already had. So what I'm going to buy with €500 is a bench, and you can get an adjustable bench for already €106, which is very nice. All these items from the 500 tier list are going to be from Decathlon, because that is a local shop here for sport goods, like quality but still like budget friendly sport goods. That's probably going to be for your Americans, like a Walmart or something like that. It's comparable. An adjustable bench is the first thing. Then I would go with a weight set. I found one for €160, and that includes an easy curl bar, 76 kilos of weights, and 2 pairs of dumbbells. Well, they're gonna be the tread-in ones, but yeah. I also want you to buy a pull-up bar because we're going to need that in order to get that back super strong. And then I want to buy some dip bars because dip bars are so awesome, so versatile. You can do your rows with them, you can do your dips with them. It's just a lot of fun to work with. And I wish they had these ones when I was starting out, but back in the day, these things weren't really an option, so we have gone a long way. I would also get a dip belt because that way you can do weighted calisthenics, you can amp up your calisthenics game even more, because we already have 70 kilos of weights. That is going to be plenty for weighted calisthenics. And then you can also get like a cheap pulley system, which is basically 2 pulley wheels, a cable, already a rope to do some exercise like tricep push downs and some face pulls. And then you get a loading pin where you can load up these plates that you already have right now. So that wraps up the tier list of €500. That's basically your teenager starting out, doing their workouts. Doesn't take up a lot of space either. Obviously, you could go to a gym, but in the long run, with €500, you're going to be better off. Okay, let's dive into my favorite tier, and that is going to be the high-end tier. And the high-end tier, I'm going to separate into budget high-end and high-end high-end. And the reason for that is, if you're going into the high-end category overall, you're serious about lifting weights, you're serious and you want to continue doing this. But some people have like a limited budget of say €1,000. And some people say like, hey, I want the best of the best. Give it to me, I'm gonna spend the money. So we really want to talk about both things here. The equipment is going to be roughly the same. It's mostly going to be like quality of life, quality of equipment that is going to differ between the two. So the first thing that we're going to need is a squat stand, and that's going to be the lower tier. We still have an incorporated pull-up bar, so we don't need a doorway pull-up bar anymore. But on the high end, we're going with a power rack with plate storage. I really love that. Something that I have here, which I love so much. The prices will be on screen so you can follow along. The next thing is an adjustable bench. We're going with the same adjustable bench as in last tier because that's a very good price for an adjustable bench, €106. You can't go wrong with that. If you're going to the high tier, we're basically talking about 500 to 700 euros, and that is also going to be a top of the line bench. The one that I'm showing here is one with an attachment, so you can do your legs as well. You just add some plates and you're good to go. With the lower tier, what we're going to do is mainly buy things from Decathlon, and we're going back to the previous tier in order to get some good stuff. For the higher end side, we want to go with ATX because that's the Europe equivalent of like Rogue and Rep Fitness. And because I'm based in Europe, I went with ATX, but know that the prices in America are going to be roughly the same if you go with Rogue. So yes, we have already a squat stand and a bench. We want to have some weights. So in order to have some weights, we're going also back to the previous tier because we had like 76 kilograms already, which is a very nice with dumbbells and with an easy curl bar. On top of that, I want to spend another 200 euros to get a straight bar with 80 kilos of weights, because that is going to give us already 160 kilos, and you can do a lot with that. All you have to do later on is buy 20 kilo plates and you're good to go. So really love this one. On the other hand, if you have some money to spend, I would go with an Olympic bar. Very nicely, it will set you back 200 to 300 euros. And we're going with some weights. We wanted the bumper plates that are really nicely finished. So for that, that's going to set us back like 1,500 euros for about 200 kilos. So that way we're set for life. Those are the two differences. And also, if you're on the high end, we're not gonna spend time fidgeting with the dumbbells, trying to roll them, screw them on there. No. We're going with new bells. We're going to spend 800 euros additionally on new bells. That can go to 32 kilos. Next up is a pulley. Because we already have a pull-up bar in a low end, we can just go with the same pulley setup as previously because it's very cheap, it's convenient. You can hang it on the side of your power rack and it's going to be out of the way. It's just basically some pulley wheels and a cable and a loading pin, and you can do already a lot with that. Now, on the other hand, spend it on a decent pulley system with stackable weights. You have the money to spend, just do it. 1,500 euros, you're gonna have smooth sailing. If I were to redo it, or if I had some extra money laying around, I would buy a pulley with a weight stack because it's so much easier. Every time you go with plate loaded pulley, you have to load both sides because it has to be even. It's just something that if you want quality of life, go with a weight stack. Lastly, in the low end, we still want to do dips. We still want to do something for our abs. So I still encourage you to get that dip station that we talked about in previous tier. For the other tier, it's actually going to be cheaper because you can get a dip attachment for your power rack. So that's very awesome. The low end tier, we finished at 866 euros. I did not expect us to get at this low of a price point for so much awesome equipment. That's really a steal, guys. You can do a lot of things with it. You can get very jacked, very strong with this tier here. On the other hand, we can still continue spending money. So basically, the most essential thing that I would go if you have some money to spend is flooring, because that way you protect your floor underneath, and I would go with big tiles because big tiles make the room look bigger. And I would go with 1 square meter of tiles, and 1 square meter is about 100 euros. So let's say I wanted to tile off this area here, which is 3 meters by 6. That's going to set you back 1,800 euros. And with the higher end tier of the high end, what we end up with is 7,932 euros. That's without shipping, obviously. So that's already a very, very nice price range. What I listed here today is what I think you can get a long way with if you just want to train, if you just want to train, if you just want to get strong, and if you want to get jacked. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you are inspired to build your home gym, or maybe you thought you had all the essentials in your home gym and you saw a piece of equipment that I showed you today in this video and you said, I have to get that, and I hope that is going to be the case. On the other hand, if I left some essential pieces of equipment out, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to discuss. I'm very curious to what you want to see more in a home gym, because hey, maybe I can still buy something and get something more here in this gym. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!